Alright, so what we've got here is a showcase for rodeo belt buckles. And that's about the size of them. Some are bigger. I don't know if any of them are smaller. But people in rodeo like a place to display their belt buckles. So my grandson, he's in rodeo finals coming up this weekend. And they have a benefit auction at the end of it. So I made this for their auction, and so it's hanging by the original old rope. This is 1800s rope. This red, anything red here, that's off of an old manure spreader, a big one. I cut the panels off of it. And then these are 2-inch square nails, and then it's hanging by a 4-inch square nail. So why don't we go out in the shop and I'll show you how I made this. Alright, look who showed up today to help me. This is old Cash Man. We're going to work on that project for his belt buckles that is going to auction off in his finals at the end of his rodeo finals. So he's going to tell you about his buckles and what he does to win these buckles.
I do barrel racing, and I do pole pin, goat tying. Next one I'm gonna be whiting calves. A bit white now, I'm whiting sheep. And how I win this, you all must be waiting for. This I win money, and I get more points every single time I do my paddles, and I win buckles like this. And then when I win that money, I'm building up money to buy a go-kart, so I really want to build up. Look how fancy these belt buckles are.
So it turns out that the inside of the box is going to be 20 inches by 23 inches. Going to need on the inside is 23 inches. So I'm going to do a trial run here and see if I can get these to go back together. And then if they do, then I'll glue that seam, and then we'll go from there. See, that's why I'm doing it. Maybe because of some dirt or something. They don't want to slide in. So far they're sliding in good. So I need 23 inches in here. Where am I now? 21. So there it is. There it is. Now I want the seam in the middle. I don't want, you don't want you want your seams centered up. So this overall width is 27 inches. So I'm gonna cut it. It's gonna fall right outside that seam right there. So if you're off, it's really gonna show up. And I'll go rip this edge off on the table saw, and then come back and glue this together. One thing about this water-based polyurethane is it dries quick. You know, outside it's going to be, I don't know, 70 today with about a 40-mile-an-hour Kansas wind. And out there in the sun, it, you know, within, oh heck, within 30 minutes, it'll be dry and ready to move on. Maybe less than that. This edge right here is to the outside, so I don't want to get any on this edge. But these edges will be on the inside, so it doesn't matter. But when you put this polyurethane on here, and then after you sand it, it just really exposes a lot of different rich color. That red right there, it just pops. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do them all like that. I'm going to set this out in the sun, and then I'll do the rest of them. Alright, so I cut these plugs off. I cut them off a little bit shorter so they're sliding in and filling the hole a little bit better. And so I'll be sanding the back side, and actually it's going to work pretty good. So I'm going to go out and cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 more. These plugs I cut just a little bit too long and they didn't slide in the hole good. So I'm going to go out and cut some plugs here right quick and get the rest of this done. Well, the holes are plugged. I don't know if you can see that. It's not a perfect match. If you could cut those plugs going the same direction, you know, cross grain, they'd blend in a little better, but I cannot do it. So what I'll do now is sand those down, sand off the back, and that'll look a heck of a lot better than it does with open holes. So I'm going to go ahead and put water-based polyurethane on the back side and then let that dry. It won't take too long. Alright, so now Cash is gonna drill a couple holes for this frame, and I think what we'll do, Cash, is use this hole and this hole, the two outside holes. Alright?
Okay.
I'm gonna turn this on, and then you drill those holes. Here we go. we'll put the clamps to it, and you can put those screws in there. Bring your step stool over here. Watch out.
That's big enough, Papa. You don't need any bigger ones.
Nope, I don't.
Don't get a bigger one than that.
You just want everything, wait, you want everything in here tight.
Everything in here tight.
You want it all tight. See up here too. See that crack right there?
Uh-huh.
You want that crack going on. You want everything. You want everything tight there. Let's do this.
Don't tell me another clamp
Now
here.
we want to squeeze we want these tops tight together.
Mushed.
Mushed.
Do we just go like that? And go
Just a minute. Is it even up here?
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly. Almost. Now, just a minute. Now you can put it in there. Wait a minute, you're backwards. Okay, now, go slow. Okay, you're in there. There you go. There you go. All right, now let's put this side in here. Just a minute. There's a hole in there. You got to get it in that hole. There, see, you're in the hole. Okay. Go slow. Push hard on it, go slow. See, you're going too fast. That's why it's popping out.
It's not you.
Here, get a hold of it. Get a hold of it.
How do you make it go slow?
You don't, look. You go like that. You don't go like that. You go like that.
Okay.
And you push hard.
I got it. I think.
That's why it's popping out. You're going too fast. Push hard. There. See, like that. See? See how much better that went?
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna turn it over
I knew it.
because there's holes down here.
I know. Yoink.
And those look pretty good. All right, so
We
let's
don't need
just a
the
minute.
clamps.
Just a
Then
minute.
how do I get down there?
What we need is a clamp right up here.
I don't like.
See, look here. All right. Remember, go slow.
I don't have any screw.
So put it in there, stick it in there until it goes in the hole, and then it.
Oh, the top one.
See, you're in the hole. Okay. Now,
Stay.
remember,
screw.
go slow. You're going too fast.
Okay,
And you're not straight. Look, you got to get straight on that screw.
no, you're not.
There you go.
Oh, I got stuck. There. It's in the hole.
All right, I'll hold it. Go straight on that screw. You're not straight. When it makes that noise, that means you're not straight. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, the drill was stuck.
Perfect.
I mean, dry out there.
That'll work. Well, we want it to be rough.
Why?
Well, because that's what this is. This is a rough Barnwood. See that? See that white right there?
Yeah.
We need to brush that out with a wire brush.
Why?
Because we don't want that to show. Top.
Okay.
So turn that around.
Like that.
And this is the top. So it's going to go like that in there.
And these are the bottoms.
That's a pretty good fit, Cash.
Where's the bottoms? Where's the bottoms?
You know what? That is a perfect.
These are the two bottoms.
That's a perfect fit.
Hello, is the camera going?
So.
Is the camera
Yes,
going?
it is going. You see that red light flashing?
Yeah.
That means the camera's going. Let's get rid of a little bit of extra here.
Can I do it?
Yeah, just take a second here. Boy, that's looking good. Whew.
Hey, where's my belt buckle? Oh, here it is.
So what we'll do, Cash,
It's like this.
when we put shelves in, that's what it'll be like. Except it'll be more like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work
Wait,
good.
is it gonna be in?
Just a minute. What we want to do is do this. Yeah, what we'll do is nail it, but we need to figure out where our shelves are going to be. Because I'm thinking about making this end. We're going to round these corners right here. We're going to round those corners.
Why?
It just looked better. So let's do that. Let's round those corners and then we can nail this together. Here's what the rough is. So let's look at it up close. That wood really came out nice. And so that's where we're at so far. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's move back.
Wee.
Here, come up here.
Oh, I literally have to do it again.
Okay, all right. So here we go. That'll work. Now we'll sand it.
It's videoing.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Can I look at it?
Okay. Now I'm gonna get this one on here. There we go. Now let's get this one on here. That's pretty good right there.
No one's pulled it.
There. That's not too bad. So here we are back in the shop. Cash Man was here yesterday. We ended up going fishing, catching a bunch of crappie. But I've got to get this done. I have got too much to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is put 1.5" 18 gauge brad nails all the way around to hold this thing together. So as you can see, I've gone on ahead and put oil-based polyurethane on the edges. And now I'm going to nail this on. I just want it exactly even. So let's do that. Don't need a whole lot. It's not holding anything. All right, so that takes care of that. Now let's. So the first shelf is going to be 3.5 inches. All right. You always want to measure a couple options. All right, so there's 3.5 inches. And that dude, 17 5/8, 17 5/8. So there's the first shelf. So once again, all I'm doing right now is getting them placed for their final spot. And when you're working with rough wood, see the inside of this wood's raw, so it's various thicknesses. So the length of one may not work for the length of the other one because that roughness might be, it's going to be thicker in areas. So let's see. So I've got those 3, 4.5. That's what I've got it on paper. All right. That means the next one has to be 4.5. And this one, I bet you this one goes up here. And this one goes here. And then that's still okay. And this one needs to be 4.5 off of that one. And if I do that, and that is going to put that belt buckle just about right. So I'm going to go ahead and set this first one in place, make sure it's absolutely perfect, and then I'll measure off of it for those. So what I'm going to do is shoot 2 nails in each end, and then on the back side I'm going to put just enough glue, just enough. All right. So 3.5, 3.5. Make sure that baby is flat, and it is. This is why you want to make your cuts right. Make every cut square and perfect. Otherwise, it'll come back to haunt you. So that's 3.5. This is 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to put a pencil line. I think I better put my glasses on for this. That's 3.5. That's 3.5. And now this that pencil line, it won't show. It's very small. It's going to be basically under that wood. But what that does is it tells me where I can put a spot of glue on there. And it doesn't take much. I don't want a bunch of glue, you know, leaking out around the edges. All right. Now, if this was rough wood, it'd be hard to wipe this glue up if it was coming out. But since this has been polyurethane, I can wipe this glue off of it if need be. All right, let's see how that's going to go. Alright, so moving right along here, this is what I ended up doing with that barbed wire. I didn't want it to be flat against the surface. It just didn't look right. I wanted it to stand out from the surface. So I drilled a hole on each end that there's 2 wires on each end, that those wires actually had to be driven into those holes, so they would be super, super tight. I'll bring the camera over here and give you a close-up. So see, there's a gap under there, and that's how I wanted it. That looks better. That looks better than if this was laying flat on here. All right, so the center is right here on this seam right here. And I'm going to have those 2 ends butt together. And so what I've got here is 1 inch, I'm going to use 1 inch crowns in this 1 inch crown stapler. And so I'll do that and kind of work my way around it. I want it tight. So I'm gonna make sure we're tight. And I want to hide those crowns in this rope. I'll bend this and go all the way around with it. That's going to look good. That's going to look super good. So let's take I'm going to go ahead and work this around. I want that tight. I want that super duper tight. And that really hides those crowns in there very nicely. And if it's a crown that I can't get out without screwing it all up, then I'll take a piece of black magic marker and paint it black, and then it won't show. So now though, that's going to be the slack, so they can put a 4-inch square nail in there. And I need to cut that. Let's see, where do I need to cut that? Right there. Right. So that piece, I'm not going to throw that piece away. That is too precious. You never know. I may use it in another project. So this, let's see, how are we going to work here? That'll work good. I'm going to butt those together. Butt those together and shoot a nail in there. Okay. Now, okay. that will work. Now all I have to do is finish tightening this up. We're going to wind up this project. There it is. That's how it's going to hang. And this is how the belt buckles will go in there. Just like that. They're going to sit right in that groove. That is going to look super sharp. So let's see. I can get 4 buckles on each shelf. That baby's going to bring some money in their auction. One more thing to do. I've got to put some 2-inch square nails right here. That is a Rusty 2-inch square nail. See how the head square? The nail is square. And so how they work is when they see they're tapered. So as you nail them in, they get tighter and tighter and tighter. That's how they work. So, but when you take a barn down with those, they come out real easy because once you get them started, they're coming out through a bigger hole. So I guess in that regard, they're nice. I do not run into a square nail unless it's pre-1900. All right, so I want those square nails centered in here. So here we go. Put down tape again. So the center of this is in that groove right there. And I can't nail a square nail in that groove. So I'm going to have to go, let's see, how can I do that? If I put one here, and if I put one here, see, somehow I've got to try to center these up. And that groove in that center is a problem. I wonder, man, that groove in that center is screwing this all up. So if I put one out here, put one out here, put one here, and here. It's not going to look right. So I don't have much choice for this to look right. I'm going to have to drill. Now I'm going to pre-drill these holes. So what I decided to do is, since it worked to put this one in the groove, I'm just going to put the next ones in the groove, and then that way I can center everything up. So they'll get 3 3 nails. So let's see here. And you know, since they're tapered, as I mentioned, once you start putting them in, even though you have a pilot hole, the deeper they go, the tighter they get. So, okay, here's another one. I want them all to be the same height. 1 7/8. All right, so I'm going to put one more right here. So I'm getting ready to take down a barn that's all beams put together with wooden pegs, and it'll all be, you know, all the one by will be put together with square nails. So I'm going to have, shoot, I probably have a 5-gallon bucket of 4-inch and 2-inch. So let's put this in, line this up. This nail is the end of this project. There it is. Here, I'll show you up close. See, there's those square nails. They're 1 7/8 up. And they're tight in there. They're not going to come out. I mean, you can get them out, but you would have to pry them out. So there they are. This project's done.